morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett, streaming live on News 6 Plus and ClickOrlando.com. I'm your host, Bridgett Ellison. So happy it is Friday. I don't know about you. Loving the cooler air as well out there this morning. Turned off the air conditioning, cracked the windows, did not turn on the heat, but I definitely dusted off the boots, and hopefully you can too, or grab your favorite sweater as you head out. We have some cold air that is kind of settling in here, so we'll get over to Candace in just a second. Also excited this morning to bring you some great updates on some feel-good stories. We have Trooper Steve who'll tell us about those cute dogs from yesterday. We also have a great update from News 6 photojournalist Corey Murray about the turkey drive for the Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida. And we have former Chief Judge Belvin Perry with us this morning to chat about his new memoir and all the exciting things happening in his retirement. He is an icon and pillar here in Orlando and Central Florida, so we're just really excited that he's taking some time to share with us this morning what he has going on and catching up with him. Also, Classic Weekend, the National Championship for Women's Soccer, and, we're excited about Orlando Pride. But let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. And Candace, we wore our purple, and I'm just hoping that the ladies pull it off this weekend.
I know.
It's Classic Weekend, and this weather, everybody's loving it.
Right, and right now in Kansas City, it is even colder.
Yeah,
there.
I hope they wear their knee warmers or whatever they need.
Whatever they do to keep warm, because with soccer you're constantly running, so that's the good news, is that they'll always be there's not a lot of stopping in soccer.
Yeah.
So but no, that's gonna be so exciting to watch tomorrow. Locally here, the chill is on as well, as temperatures this morning we dipped down into the 40s and 50s, so certainly want to kind of layer it up this morning. If you haven't walked outside just yet, you might be able to peel off a layer or two, though, depending on your threshold by the afternoon, as we will be back into the mid 60s. So we're still running about 10 degrees below average for this time of the year, but we also have a little bit of a breeze in place. That's also going to be keeping temperatures feeling a little cooler than the actual temperatures. But then we'll start ramping back up those temperatures for Thanksgiving, back to near 80 degrees. But for the forecast beyond that, some of our long-range models are hinting at another potent front, maybe not dropping temperatures in the 60s for several days, but it certainly will be knocking temperatures down into like the low 70s for a big portion of the first week or so of December. So it's certainly kind of getting into that feel of finally ushering in and getting those cold fronts in here a little easier than earlier in the season. So
yeah,
looking forward to it, right? All right,
Yes.
Let's take it to the map, show you what's going on right now. That's our hands right there, warming there by the fire as we are heading into those 40s. A lot of us already in those 40s this morning. Then we're going to be, again, rebounding back into those mid 60s. We'll get to some of the coldest air of the season, though, tonight. So if you thought today was cold, get ready for an even colder start tomorrow before we get really nice and pleasant highs back in the 70s by early next week. So here's that cold air. Notice all that blue making its way down into Central Florida. And that's the reason why. It's just a good proof of what's going on right now out the door. We're at 45 in Ocala, throughout the villages. We've officially knocked down into those 40s in Leesburg and Claremont. Although pesky Orlando and Kissimmee, they're still holding on to those low 50s. But everywhere else, we are waking up into those 50s. So as we take you here hour by hour, so you can kind of plan out your day. We're going to be into those mid 60s into the afternoon. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be cool before temperatures drop even further. So this is early Saturday morning. So late tonight, early tomorrow morning, 38 will be our wake-up temperature in Marion County. We'll be in those mid 40s up and down the I-4 corridor, maybe the low 50s there along our coastline. But the winds are going to weaken a bit into the evening tonight, and temperatures will also be dropping into the 30s. So the combination of that will give some opportunity for some frost to develop in Marion, Sumter, Inland, Volusia, Flagler, Northern Lake County by early Saturday morning. So there will be a chance for that. But then as we fast forward the clock to Thanksgiving, which is next Thursday, temperatures could be nearing about 80 degrees or so by the afternoon. Overnights will be into those 60s. So around dinner time, maybe an early dinner, depending on what time you do Thanksgiving, will be into those 70s. So as we get results here, the full 7-day forecast, staying in the 60s again tomorrow afternoon. Then we'll start rebounding those temperatures back to normal come Monday and Tuesday. Thanksgiving looking dry. And then it looks like on Friday, maybe Saturday, the first kind of weekend of December, we will have that potential of getting that next cold front in, which will kind of reinforce the cooler air that we're experiencing now.
I'm really looking forward to enjoying this weather, Candace. The kids
Mhm.
loved it yesterday. I know yours did too.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just so nice. I'm gonna be honest. We went to the store to get. We always get a fresh tree every year. It's kind of the family tradition. And we got there, and the trees are all there, and they smell great, and they're beautiful, and there's a selection. But then we were looking around,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nobody. Like we were the
Oh,
only ones in the tent. There was nobody working the tent. There was no, normally you hear the chainsaw going and
oh
the cars are
yeah.
going.
So
Nothing. And then my husband and I are looking at each other, we're like, I think it might be still a little too early. I mean, I'm not the
like they
biggest
didn't
green
have the little
thumb.
shaker thing and the trimmer and the
I
bag
mean, they
and the.
had that all out.
Okay.
They were ready to sell. It's just it felt a little too early. So we
Okay.
backed off, and instead we went to the park, and then we went home and made some hot cocoa. So we
So
still enjoyed the weather, but
you're gonna aim for before Thanksgiving to grab this tree, or you're just gonna wait
I
till
think I think I'm
after
just gonna
now?
wait for the first weekend of
Mm-hmm.
December because
Yeah.
I'm not a very good green thumb. I really try to keep my tree watered.
Yeah.
But, other than, like, the actual humans and pets in my house, plants don't survive very long,
Well, you
so I
tried.
think we're
You tried,
yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
we try.
trust your gut.
Yeah. So, I mean, just enjoy it. The weather is going to be nice today and throughout the rest of the week, so
Great. Well, Candace, thank you so much. We love this weather. We will enjoy it, and I know Trooper Steve is
good.
standing by. He is enjoying it,
He's in his
and
vest already.
yeah, he's rocking the vest. And
Mhm.
Steve, are you there? Are you? Are you? He's not. He's not there. He is there. There you are.
I'm logged in.
There you are. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had this. I really just wanted to start with the best thing, which was Zelda and Hilda, who I nicknamed Thelma and Louise, and
Yeah, so I
that was
found
so
out they
sweet.
were named after names off of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, I had to do some research on that. I had no idea, but yeah, so it's not. This is the first time that we have had two dogs. I've read so many times about
Look at them.
bonded pairs when you like are looking online and you're just wondering
Mm-hmm.
what is a bonded pair? Well,
Right.
allow me to introduce you
It's
to
a
Hilda
package
and
deal.
Zelda. Package deal here. They are senior dogs, up to about 10 years old, they think. They were found a little over a month ago together. Based off of wear and tear on them, look,
Mm-hmm.
these girls have been on the street for quite some
They're
time. Um,
healthy.
but they have received all their shots. They've been tested for everything, and they're basically pretty healthy dogs. Obviously, a little skin conditions here and there from
Mm-hmm.
allergies, but spending the day with them was amazing yesterday morning. But Bridgett, it's it's the magic that we do here that really just look
Aw.
at the paw. Oh my
Shake.
gosh, my heart is broken here,
I
but
don't
it
know how
was
you don't take them
mended.
home, but
I would need a farm. I
oh,
would have to get maybe you guys to chip in so we could have a new six rescue. But let me tell you,
if they could talk,
Rhonda,
Yeah. So tell
yeah,
us, Rhonda, Miss Rhonda.
Miss Rhonda showed up yesterday at the end of our stream, and when
Oh.
she got there, one of the volunteers came out and go, "There's a lady here to see the dogs," and I was like, "Bring her back here." So she comes back there, and I go, "Ma'am, uh, well, what are you doing here?" She goes, "Well, I'm not here to see you."
Oh.
It just with like this smile on her face,
Yeah.
and I knew she was there to see the dogs. And I go, "Well, how'd you hear about this?" She goes, "Well, you told me about them." And my heart was so full, Bridgett,
Oh.
because it was basically our viewers are constantly helping us out. And that's what happened here. She saw us talking about these dogs. She recently uh, had lost her two Rottweilers
Oh.
and that she had taken care of for years. And I was a little
Mm.
concerned because, she is an older woman, but
Mm-hmm.
and these are kind of rambunctious, youthful dogs
The
in theory,
girls.
right?
Yeah.
The girl. So now she took these two puppies home yesterday. Orange County Animal Services posted on their social media a nice reel of the interaction and me giving Rhonda a big hug.
Oh,
But
wonderful.
this is what makes all of this worth it, Bridgett. Every
Yeah.
month we have featured an animal And every month, Bridget, we have found a home for every dog that we have featured, whether it was a big rescue that came in and then they got a foster, or
Yeah.
simply just a new home. And that's what our goal is. And
Yeah.
every month,
The
I'm going to continue
visibility
doing that.
helps. Hmm.
Not going to stop.
Well, God
Not
bless
going to
Miss
stop.
Rhonda for just taking those girls home. Yeah.
Right. And then when she just showed up and she goes, I want both of them.
Yeah.
I was like, because technically, someone could come in and say, I only want one.
And she's already used to
But
having two dogs, so it made sense. It was a
absolutely.
perfect
So it
match.
made perfect sense. The stars align. Miracles
Hmm.
do happen here in Central Florida. And
Hmm.
when New Six is steering it, it's probably likely going to
Yeah.
happen. So
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. Today will be super simple. I'll be out over in Maitland. If you see me out by the railroad tracks talking safety, give me a nice little honk. But we're going to go over a few things out there
Hmm.
because we've had some issues the past couple of months. But outside of that, I can give you quick traffic.
Okay.
Roadways are great this morning, Bridget. No major issues out there. Other than this one's been lingering, but it's not slowing you down. That right lane's going to be closed until they can get this dump truck out of there. 95 southbound at the 169. This puts you down in the Grant Valcaria area. But your I-4 drive time is about 22 minutes average in both directions, which is really good for a Friday. The map showing no major delays in the downtown metro area. Even Hunters Creek, you guys are looking real nice this morning along 417. You have that routine backup northbound along John Young Parkway, but things aren't even that bad out in the attractions. It clears up right after you pass 429 and the nice little transition area over in Claremont. Obviously, a little delay there on the turnpike, but you're going to be good to go this morning as long as you increase that following distance. Get out there, enjoy your weather. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos just serving it up to us
Hmm.
this morning. And I think that's all I got. I'll be hosting a huge event tomorrow night for IBA, which is the Indian American Business Association. About 1,000 people in attendance for that. So it's going to be a great time over at Rose and Shingle Creek. And then I'll
Oh,
see you
yeah.
Monday.
All right. Super. Thank you, Chief Steve.
See ya.
See you soon. We're going to take a quick break and we will be back with former Chief Judge Belvin Perry to talk about his new memoir. Keep it here. Welcome back. We are really excited this morning to have former Chief Judge Belvin Perry with us to talk about his new book, The Velvet Hammer, Judge Belvin Perry Jr.'s Capital Murder Cases and Memoir. It's good to see you again, Judge Perry. Good morning.
Good morning, Bridget.
Last time I saw you was a few years ago. We met up over at Morgan and Morgan as you had, retired from the bench, and then you were pursuing your dreams of, being a personal injury attorney. And so now this next step is retirement. How have things been lately?
Things have been busy. I'm enjoying this phase of my life, spending time working in the community that I love with 100 Black Men, Bethune-Cookman University, and FAMU, and other things that I find interest in this great community.
We were talking about it being Classic Weekend, and that you sort of have to ride the fence there with both of the teams because you're involved with both schools really closely.
That's correct. It's a tremendous weekend for fans of FAMU and Bethune-Cookman University. It's a time where people come together and have a good challenge of a weekend where they rejuvenate themselves and actually make bonds stronger. And it has a tremendous economic impact
Mm-hmm.
on our hometown, Orlando. So it's a great weekend for everyone.
It is. It really is. And when I think about you, you grew up here and you've seen so much growth and even just the areas where you grew up as a little boy, there's so much development now. What do you think about all the growth across Central Florida and Orlando?
You know, when I grew up here, Orlando was a little sleepy little town, but it has now grown from a town to a city with many tremendous things that add value. It really is and has always been the city beautiful. I'm proud of this community. I'm proud of the things that we have done in this community. And I'm proud of the family type atmosphere that Orlando exhibits and Orange County.
Mm-hmm. And so when we think about you retiring, you are still in the community. You're still involved with so many groups, like you said, with both FAMU and Bethune Cookman, with their boards. You also are involved with organizations like 100 Black Men of Greater Orlando and the Orlando Magic Youth Foundation. So we'll still be seeing plenty of you around, even though you're retired.
You're correct with that.
So the book is this is a memoir that you never intended to put together or write. How did that happen?
It started with a cold call from Amy Mitchell, who was a teacher at Windermere Prep. She invited me to speak to her class, and I said, "What is it you want me to talk about?" "Well, just tell us about your life story." And I told her about my life story, my career, uh, and the kids seemed fascinated about it. At the conclusion of that conversation and that presentation to that class, she said, "You really need to write a book." I said, "Amy, I'm not interested in writing a book." But she kept after me, and several years later, the Velvet Hammer is the finished product of her persistence.
Why Velvet Hammer?
That was a name that was given to me during the Casey Anthony case. I guess because I ran a pretty tight ship, I ran a good courtroom, but when I needed to come down with the hammer, I did.
And I think most people think of that case when they think about one of those notorious cases that you worked on. Was there anything about that that surprised you?
What surprised me about the case was the media attention that that case garnered during that time. Uh, I never, in my wildest imagination, expect to have worldwide attention. That case would just turn into being almost like a daytime soap opera, but it was the real deal. It was the real thing. It also gave the citizens an opportunity to see what happens with inside of the criminal justice system.
I just wondered when you have the weight of some of these cases on you as a judge, what is that like? Like it is it has to be heavy at times. How do you sleep? How do you find peace about the decisions you have to make? What has that been like?
Well, the first thing you learn when you become a judge, you have to be able to put things in different compartments. Even though I put things in different compartments, I had to be a realist. My life changed. If I went to a restaurant, people would take pictures, they would point. It was like living in a fishbowl that entire time. So you learn to adjust and you learn to try to separate work from your personal life. But it gets to be difficult when your personal life includes going out and doing things that ordinary citizens do each and every day and that they take for granted. So that was a big adjustment for me.
Mm-hmm. Did the stress get to you? How did you deal with it? I know you talk about compartmentalizing, and that is something that when you're in high stress positions, you have to learn how to do. What were the things that grounded you during that time?
There was a thing called music. I grew up in Jones High School. I was in the Jones High School band, and I developed a love for the classics, blues, rhythm and blues, country, and I would just listen to music just to relax, to take my mind off of what was going on around me. So, music can be a very calming
Mm-hmm.
thing for you in times of stress.
For sure. We got Battle of the Bands tonight, too. That's going to be so much fun. When you talk about your career, and especially when you talk to young people who maybe aren't sure what they want to do, how do you explain having a dream job or having different dreams or different goals and pursuing those over the span of your life?
Well, the first thing I tell young people, and I tell anyone that will ask, find out what makes you happy. Find out what makes uh, your life valuable to you and others. I also talk about adversity. I talk about how to overcome obstacles. In life, everyone is going to face an obstacle. Everyone is going to face a setback, but it's how you deal with it, how you have to get up, dust yourself off, and move on. I also talk about the value of community, the value of participating in your community to make your community better. You know, Belvin Perry is the product of this community. This community embraced me when I was in grade school, high school, college, and after I got out. This community has a tendency to make you do your best. And it's surrounded by good people. And that's how I've been able to succeed, by good people being in this community.
And when you set out in your career at first, it wasn't necessarily to to start in a certain track. Like you continued to pursue your goals even after you left the bench. So, what is it that people might not know about you when they look at, that persona of, Judge Perry, who was with the Casey Anthony trial, versus, former Chief Judge Perry, who's now retired and has done all these other things, that he wanted to pursue. How do you tell people to pursue those other goals that they might have, even if they've accomplished so much already?
Life is about learning and continuous living. You need to explore this world. If you take the opportunity to read, to look, to travel, you will find new adventures. You will find new things that need to be done. And learning is a lifetime commitment. And I
Mm-hmm.
encourage people to continue to learn. And you learn a lot by giving back. You learn from other people. And that's the beauty of this community.
Mm-hmm.
There are millions of opportunities for you to grow, for you to give, for you to learn. And when you
Mm-hmm.
give, you get back. And
Yes.
that's what I like to encourage people. Become involved.
That's right. That's right. And so we will see you around some of these different activities around town. And so you're looking forward to working on your golf game too, I hear.
Yes, ma'am. I've finally gotten the clearance to get back to playing golf, and it is relaxing, Bridget. And the
Mm-hmm.
greens around Central Florida are beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
and this is nice golfing weather now. It's not hot, it's not humid, it's just right.
And how can we keep up with the book, or if you'll be doing any book signings or any appearances? How can we keep in touch with you?
We've had one book signing. We will probably have more. Amy Mitchell, the co-author of this book, she has the website. And I will be honest with you, I don't follow social media,
That's okay.
uh, but but if you Google the Velvet Hammer, it would take you to where you need to go.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to everything else you have in store and appreciate you sharing your story and your time with us this morning, former Chief Judge Belvin Perry. Good to see you.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you. Take care. All right, we have a great update this morning as well from our Corey Murray about the turkey drive for the Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida. And he's joining us this morning, host of Black Men Sundays. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning. Happy Friday. How you doing?
Oh my goodness, 400 turkeys, Corey?
Well, not yet. We're in the works. We're
Okay, okay.
we're over 300 now, but we're
Oh
still
wow.
doing it. Today's our last day. Our events tomorrow. We're going to be at the Walt Disney World Boys and Girls Club for our distribution at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're in the area, you want to come out and hand out some turkeys, you can do that. As you see in the video, I took some turkeys to the Maxie Community Center on Wednesday, right after I did the teach-in with Trooper Steve. And the Maxie Community Center is very unique, and it's an elder community center where you may be the grandmothers may be taking care of their kids, their
Mm-hmm.
kids, generations is what we're talking about with Black Men Sunday. So, we do our annual turkey drive. We donated 30 to the Maxi Center, the Winter Garden Boys and Girls Club, which is also in that same neighborhood. They'll be distributing their 60 turkeys today when the parents come and pick their kids up from the Winter Garden location and from the Universal location. They'll be able to take their turkeys home today. And like I said, tomorrow we'll be at the Walt Disney World Boys and Girls Club. So, we're doing it up. I always say the week before Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving for me.
It
Tomorrow
is.
will be the huge highlight. But being able to be out there meeting people in the community, because a lot of people don't even know about like the Maxi Community Center. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
even know what that is. We ride through Winter Garden, going down Plant Street all the time, not realizing there's neighborhoods nestled back there that need some love too. So I definitely wanted to put a spotlight on them in addition to the Boys and Girls Club. And we're going to be doing this annually. This is, I started with it last year. It's the second annual. So, we're going to keep the party bus rolling.
It is such a feel good thing. It's one of those things where you talk about giving back. It's tangible, and you can just see that joy in helping take care of just one more thing, taking one more worry off the plate for families this holiday season, because it does get to be a lot of pressure this time of year.
Yeah, especially with the inflation. And because let me tell you, those turkeys were a little more expensive this year than
Mhm.
last year. I say,
Mhm.
wow. But the mission is in effect. It's a beautiful thing. It's just for me, it's the best part is meeting the families. Meeting
Mhm.
like we interviewed the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Central Florida, Jamie Merrill, on the show a few weeks back. So I think she'll be coming out there tomorrow to hang out with us. And also, if you're around, you can come out and pass out some turkeys too, Bridget.
I
Gobble
would love
gobble.
to.
Let's go.
I have done the turkey handing out a few times, and I love it because people are so happy. I got to take my kids to some rehearsals for Chocolate Nutcracker and get them to South Carolina to see their grandmother. It's that big Thanksgiving rush is on, Corey.
Oh, I know. It's definitely on. It's a beautiful thing, though.
It is
We're
though, and
making
we're.
sure,
How
when
can we, if people want to help out, how can they get in contact with you, or what can we do before we go? Like, what do we, what else do we need?
um
Do we need volunteers? Do we need more donations?
both. I'll take both, but I'm gonna just let you know. Don't come out there and just think you're just gonna look cute standing there just taking pictures. No, we're gonna be handing out like over 100 turkeys. So it's not gonna
Slinging
be,
turkeys. Okay.
yes. So I was gonna say, if you come out, bring your sneakers. Don't come out there in
Yeah.
no heels trying to look too cute because you might leave with one of the heels not connected because those turkeys are a little heavy
Uh,
too.
it is.
So
It's
so
such a
we're
feel
doing it. I'm
good thing,
excited.
though. I'm so glad. I'm so
Definitely.
glad this is bigger and better than ever. So we're looking forward to it, Corey. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you soon. All right, we have to go. We are out of time. Kathleen says we're out of time, but I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and just, being thankful for everything that you have is so important. Gratitude is so important. But you can check out the Angel Tree information also on clickorlando.com. We're halfway there. That's clickorlando.com/angel tree. All that's due by December 11th. So take care. I'll see you at noon.